Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that is a brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one. Hello everybody and welcome to Brainstorm Broadcast. No good news, good news. Day in and day out, almost everywhere across the globe, people are much concerned or preoccupied with breaking news, political, environment, economy, and they do it through television, radio, and press organ, and they find out more of the updates, and they don't much from what is going on locally or internationally. A warning though must be given to every single citizen. Avoid the faking news. So, by what ways people can get fake news? Namely through social media. We want to promote traditional media, and that's why the today's show is focused on the theme, the role of media in society. We're going to break down several aspects of media, how to collect, the process, and also broadcast information, but the accurate information is necessary. Joining me now on this set is Rodrigue Bonsole, is an expert in communication. Rodrigue, welcome, and hello, and welcome to this program.
Thank you, Mr. Guy. Very happy to be here.
Excited to welcome you again.
Thank you.
Almost a regular, permanent guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we kick off today's show, the role of media in the society, the context is the Democratic Republic of Congo. While we're speaking here, discussing this issue, a population in the part of Congo are being victims of war, atrocity, women and children, girls are being raped. And what kind of message can you give to those living in this part of Congo?
Thank you, Mr. Guy. As a citizen, a patriot, Congolese patriot, I want to express my sorrow. I want to express all of my concern to the victims of Goma and the Bukavu and to all of these compartment countries. You know, we have known for 30 years right now wars. People are dying, people are suffering, people are killing, slaying. You know, we have to end this. I think the war is something which is very bad, and we have to make peace and rebuild our beautiful country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yes, the today show is focused on the role of media in society. So whenever you hear the concept of media, what does it come to your mind?
Thank you, Guy. I just want to explain to you the term medias. The term media is often used to refer to various forms of communications. It is also the channels or the platform that distribute informations or news or entertainment to the public. This can be included or transmitted by the traditional medias or digital media or mass media. This is something that people have to be careful in following this media. If you do not have good or you do not trust to these people, you can't follow these medias before knowing what is the kind of the source of this media.
You've been wondering maybe what is media, so we invite you to watch the follow video on the definition of media. Please take a look at it and we'll be back.
What is media definition and meaning? Communication channels through which news, entertainment, education, data, or promotional messages are disseminated. Media includes every broadcasting and narrowcasting medium such as newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, billboards, direct mail, telephone, fax, and internet.
So, we want to know exactly the purpose of media. Whatever traditional, you may be a professional in media, you may be also someone who convey message or receive message through social networks. So what could be or should be the purpose of media?
The purpose of media, first of all, should be a kind of communication to connect people who are living far away. For example, I am living here in Kinshasa. I have to communicate to my friends who are living in villages. I have to use social media. And first of all, if I got some news or information, I want to tell them that we have known this situation here. I have to go to media and write to them and tell them that this is the situation we're living right now. And secondly, if we have a wedding or ceremony, or I want to have my own pictures and send to them, I'm going to use medias. Before we were studying by the beginning of 2010, we often used a kind of emails to communicate, and it took a kind of a week before replying to you. But through the media, you just can put or post a message right now, and quick reply to a friend will become just after 2 seconds. This is very important to have social media. This is a kind of the answer I want to give to you.
I agree with you on the fact that it is a faster way to send or receive a message than never before. So now, what kind of needs can media really meet in a given society?
The need of the media in a given society, I spoke to you before coming here when we were in backstage that the Congolese people have to share true information and true education message to people. The media right now in Africa, for example, it is something which is very important to enlarge to the people and to make them know that media is a way of connecting you to other people. But in the ancient time, media didn't exist before. We had what we call in French or Lingala, le collet. We had trumpet. We had all of this kind of stuff, but people were not understanding well the message. But the media right now is virtual. You just can call a friend from Dubai or France or Paris and see him. You have a virtual communication and you talk to him. You have a quick response right now.
So I want at the same time that you can obviously break down, make the difference between traditional media or digital media and social media. Is there any difference between these concepts?
Yeah, there's a big difference. I'm African. I am proud of my roots. I talked to my grandparents before they died. They spoke to me that in their time they had small trials. They had small problems before. They didn't have even a true way to communicate to people who are living far away. But by the chance we are living right now, we have phones. You can just make a call phone. But in the time before the ancient parents were living, they didn't have phone calls. Here, we just can have a screen or TV, television. Let me tell you the truth, in 1984, we didn't have good TVs, but we have lots of progress in the after Second World War, we had lots of progress in technologies.
Okay, but that's a fact, it's a well-known factor. But looking back at what happened in a time, traditional media, where you have a journalist that could collect, process, and also broadcast information, unlike social media, anyone becomes a journalist. It can collect, process, and also broadcast, even post any message. You think that this is really a threat to traditional media?
Sure, it's very dangerous. I want to reply something which is very simple. Yeah, you might have your phone here, just open on Facebook and see, or Twitter, just see people are just posting very rude things, or naked women or naked men, just promoting, kind of a bad thing that we didn't have before. This is a kind of bad mindset that Congolese people have to kick out. Media, it is given to everybody, but not to everybody to share news. We're having much more fake news right here. Just gonna have someone who didn't die, just, receive the message from people that this person has died. But if you go to the roots and check, you will see that man didn't die. You have, for example, the Rwandan army just propagating, many lots of fake news to the Congolese. We know that Rwandan people are making fake news to Congolese people. We have Congolese people are very generous people, very kind people, very lovely people, I'm telling you, Mr. Guy. But if you just go to the Rwandan people, those guys, they will see all bad things about Congolese. This is something too bad that I disagree and I don't like. Through the media, we have to give the opportunity to people who speak truth, to share the message, to call people to unite, to call people to love each one another, and to promote peace. This is something which is very important. But the social media right now, if people are using, just to make war, to make crimes, to promote, sex, this is something too bad.
We all know that traditional media, journalists sometimes, or not only sometimes, or under regulations, they comply with rules on how to collect, process, and also broadcast news, be it on television, radio, and journal, newspaper. But you think that anyone handling a phone or any given app, for instance, to convey messages, it doesn't even process. It can even post a horrible pictures or video somebody bleeding, and then it doesn't even care about that since it doesn't have any regulation.
You must say misleading people.
What can be done to fix that situation, to help that kind of information be circulating or widespread through social media?
Yeah, thank you. You got to watch even on documentary. You see the North Korea and South Korea. You will see people are very disciplined. You might go to Japan or in those Asian countries. You see people are just disciplined. Why? Because we have laws. Laws is implemented. Everybody has to be abide by the laws. You have to respect the law. You don't have to post any rude thing on TV or on social networks. You have to respect people's integrity. You have to call everybody to respect to your own country. But this is something which is very different here. You might have your phone just post something which is very bad, and you will not have a punishment. But other people may punish you. In other countries, when you go, you will get a punishment. But in Congo, we have laws, but those laws are not really applied. This is something bad.
For instance, if you want to have those law enforcement in Congo regarding how information must be handled to avoid sometimes what we call exaggeration or overdue, just to shock the society or community, you think that having that measure or law enforcement could impede or interfere citizens' freedom of press?
Of course. Yeah, we're human beings. When we came to the world, God has given to everybody 10 commandments, or 12, I think 10 commandments. You have to respect it. And if you go over the commandments, you will be punished. In every house, every school, every university, every factory, every firm, so we have laws. Even church, in the churches we have laws. Everybody has to be abide by the law. If you see the water, if you just kick out the bucket of the water here, the water will go just spread up everywhere. But if you have put canals, water will follow canals to go to the garbage.
Okay, it's true that we can't, or maybe citizens or the state can overstep or try to interfere citizens of freedom of press. But now, what can actually be done to help citizens identify fake news? Because there are true information from the true source and also fake news. What can help? For instance, you as an expert in communication, what can you provide as a tip to people to avoid fake news?
Thank you. It is very simple. Before you have to call everybody, before opening an account, you gotta go to the town hall to give your identity and the name of your account you're opening. And if you just put all this record on papers, and the town hall knows who's posting this kind of a message, they will directly know this message comes from Mr. Guy, or this message comes from me, or this message comes from another person. Up to me, I want to encourage the Congolese government, to know who is using this social network. We have so many AKs, also known a kind of surnom, People are using Facebook with false names. How can you know this comes from this man, real person? This is very, very, very bad. So the government has to fix and to know who is using this account to follow him after publishing.
And sometimes identity theft, even artificial intelligence, sometimes play a key role in conveying messages. You can see or think the person conveying the message is a real person, whereas it is an artificial intelligence.
I wanted to add something also more important. We must go to meet Mark Zuckerberg and tell him, you don't need to open, to give a person a chance to open 3 accounts. You have to get one account with this identity and this number and this code. If you have 4 accounts, you have 4 codes. If you have 2 accounts, you have 2 codes. This is going to help the Congolese government to identify who's probably, who's posting this kind of message to follow him up.
So another question I wanted just to ask you is, should a public or a private, press be accountable to the state for their function?
Yeah, the state is above all. Above all is God. But in the world, we have state, the government, the public, all of them, they have to follow how the government leads you. Because the government is a kind of a father, and the ministries and the department is a kind of fathers leading you and calling you to follow his steps. This is very simple.
Media plays a key role and significant one in conveying messages people need whenever we receive information, depending on the source. We want us to check it out. Why? Because there are some advantages and disadvantages of media. So please take a look at this following video, which will highlight and show clearly the advantages and disadvantages of media. Please watch.
Hello everybody. In this video we will be discussing mass media, its advantages and its disadvantages. Today, some of the most common forms of mass media are the radio, internet, newspaper, and television. So just as with everything that we use, mass media also has its advantages and its disadvantages. Let's start with the advantages. Number 1, it helps us learn new things. So whether you're looking for the best pizza recipe or you're looking to understand a math lesson that you didn't understand at school, mass media gives you resources to learn new things. Number 2, mass media helps us spread news and information quickly and easily. So if you heard on TV that there was a big storm coming, you could share with your friends information about whether or not there will be school the next day. Number 3, it helps people around the world understand each other and accept their differences. So without leaving your home, you can learn about other countries, their culture, their food, and their music through different forms of mass media. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. Number 1. It can spread false information about people and events, which can be extremely dangerous, especially if you think of cyberbullying and other people spreading rumors about each other, which can really hurt other people. Number 2, it distracts you from studying, working, and spending time with your family. So instead of focusing on schoolwork or talking to the people at your dinner table or the people at work, many people just stare into their phones all day playing games and reading the news. So what does this all mean? Should we stop using mass media altogether? Of course not. I mean, you couldn't do that if you wanted to. The answer is to be smart. Don't believe everything you see or hear on mass media. Also, be safe. Do not share personal information over mass media.
Created using Powtoon.
All right. So what is the connection between media and development, since we want to focus on media?
The connection is very low because we have, even in the Bible, you just go to read the Bible, you have to say that action is talks. You can't speak before acting. You have, first of all, to work, and then the action comes after. You might go to the internet and check, you see the American country, United States of America or New York, they start building their country by 1980s. None of the people know that the country was built. But the publicity, the movies, the cinema came after. I think we have to work much more than talking. You don't need to talk, just work and gain the confidence from the population. This is going to be very important. Talking is something which is not fine.
All right, so
well.
Please be realistic. What kind of influence, positive or negative, can media play in Congolese young people's mind?
Media might play two or several roles. I talked to you even, I remember last year, I talked to you that media is something which very important, and the communication is very important to educate or to lead people to a good leadership. You might have media here that you often follow a kind of rap music or crime or this kind of, sex, You will continually following that, and after some years, you will be becoming a kind of a fan of that. So medias can play a big role in the life of a person.
The role of media in shaping people's mindset. Please take a look at this video and we'll be back.
Hello and welcome to today's video where we will be discussing the role of the media in shaping public opinion. The media has been around for centuries and it plays a vital role in our daily lives. The media can shape the way we think and feel about a particular issue or topic. It can influence our perceptions and opinions, whether we are aware of it or not. In this video, we will explore how the media shapes public opinion, and we will provide some examples to illustrate this phenomenon. The media is a powerful tool for shaping public opinion because it has the ability to control the information that we receive. The media can decide what news to cover, how to present it, and how much emphasis to place on a particular issue. For example, during the 2016 presidential election, the media gave a lot of coverage to Donald Trump's controversial statements, which helped to shape public opinion about him. Another way that the media can shape public opinion is through the use of propaganda. Propaganda is a form of communication that is designed to influence people's beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. During World War II, both the Allies and the Axis powers used propaganda to shape public opinion. The Nazi regime, for example, used propaganda to convince the German people that Jews were a threat to their way of life. The media can also shape public opinion by setting the agenda. The agenda-setting theory suggests that the media has the power to influence what topics are important to the public. For example, during the 2020 U.S. presidential election, the media focused on issues such as healthcare, immigration, and climate change, which helped to shape public opinion about the candidates and their policies. Furthermore, the media can also shape public opinion by using framing. Framing is the way in which a story is presented to the public. By choosing particular words, images, and stories to tell, the media can frame an issue in a particular way. For example, during the Black Lives Matter protests, the media framed the protests as violent and destructive, which helped to shape public opinion about the movement. In conclusion, the media plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion. It has the power to control the information that we receive, to use propaganda to influence our beliefs, to set the agenda, and to use framing to shape the way we think about particular issues. As consumers of media, it's important to be aware of these techniques and to be critical of the information that we receive. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified about our future uploads. Thanks for watching.
I want you to tell me, or to tell the folks watching you right now, what kind of program, constructive program, or upbuilding program that TV can propose even on radio, so that the people's mind be boosted, be helped to move forward.
Yeah, thank you, Guy. We have known since several years, people were just talking before working. We have known that people had to go to school to study, and we forget something important is working. We have known that study as well is important, but people, they have to work. People have to call themselves to work. And if you get a good work or you have a good wage, you might organize your future. And your future is on your hand. Even the Bible teaches us even, to follow good education in order to become a big man in the future. You don't have just to close your hand. You have to follow and to be educated. This is going to be something important for a person's life.
So what can you look forward about Congolese press, as well, Congolese press work as well? What could be your expectations in the days ahead?
And in the Congolese press, I want to call them, to become loyal. They don't have to spread fake news or to abide by a person just because of tribal relationships. This is something that is destroying the Congolese press. We have to call black, black, to call white, white, to call red, red. You don't have to call this color, this type of work is bad, but you call it red, you call it good. And this color is blue, for example, and you call it red. So the people have to be honest, they have to speak well, and they have to call themselves to become, to the integrity in order to boost this country and become a kind of a development country.
Frederick Bosole, thank you for coming. Appreciated so much your conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Guy.
The role of media in society, we've learned a lot about this program, how media should play a key and significant role in society, any given society, collecting, processing, and broadcasting information, since everybody is concerned day in, day out about breaking news. So we need to make good use of social media as we want to convey message or receive message from friends, and even how to avoid faking news, which could be destructive to people's mindset and even society. Thank you so much for watching this program. Look forward in the days ahead to discussing other relevant issues. So please stay tuned on the second national channel, RTNC2 Development. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye.
Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation, yeah.
And we know that is a brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one.